Welcome to this week's installment of the WT Coaches Show. I'm your host, Kelton Weens, and we have men's basketball coach Rick Cooper in studio with us today. Now, Coach, after a win against Rima Bible, you went and opened your LSC schedule in San Antonio against Incarnate Word, and you walked away with a 2-point victory. How do you feel about that game?
It's always better in our line of work to win than it is to lose. I mean, it was a hard-fought game. They're very, very good, and they're going to be very good over the course of the conference schedule. And they're especially good at home. You know, we took a really good, what turned out to be a pretty good team in there last year, and they made us look like idiots for about a 20-point loss. So, and we tried to impress that upon our team, and I thought our guys played well in that ball game. We're still not playing our best basketball, but in that particular instance, we played well enough to sneak out of there with a 2-point win.
And then, Coach, you went to Kingsville on Saturday. Always tough because it's a long ways away. You walked out of there with an 8-point win. Break down that game for us.
Well, that's a tough road swing. We did those games on a Thursday-Saturday swing, which is a little bit different. There's a cost-cutting component to that for all 4 teams that are involved in that scheduling situation. So it was hard. You know, we had to travel down to Kingsville from San Antonio on Friday, and then it was an early game on Saturday. I think Krista had like a 7 a.m. shoot around Saturday morning, and so it was a tough game. I was really, really proud of the way not only our team, both teams responded and were able to get out of there with a couple of wins. But we played good. Kingsville's, if you can count the number of games we've won down there, I think on maybe one hand or less. It's just a tough place to play. And Coach Peterson does a great job with his team, and they're always well prepared. And it was a very good win for us. We played well. We shot the ball better. We rebounded well, and I thought we did a pretty good job defending their main scoring threats.
Now, Coach, you're undefeated in the Lone Star Conference this season. You're 6-1 right now. What contributes to this success that your team's having?
Well, you know, I don't think I'd extrapolate it out much further than just where we are today. And we've played a couple of road games in the Lone Star Conference. It's always good to win those. We still have to get a lot better as a team. There are parts of the game that we're just not doing very well yet. There are other parts of the game that we are strong in and can still get stronger. So I don't know. I mean, I think we're still a work in progress. I think there's a lot of basketball left to be played. I don't think anybody knows how this thing's going to shake out over the next 2 months. So happy, obviously, with where we are right now, but know that we have a long way to go.
Now, Coach, you have 2 non-conference games coming up this week. You have Oklahoma Panhandle State on Wednesday, and then you play UT Permian Basin for the second time on Saturday. Can you break down both those games for us?
Well, they are non-conference. That's a little confusing to people. I'd like to see us get back to maybe a more, pre-conference schedule and then starting conference. A little bit easier to explain that to everybody. But these are important basketball games. These are regional opponents, and Panhandle State's always tough for us to beat. And Coach Olson does a great job with the squad, and that'll be a hard game on Wednesday night. We'll have to play well to have a chance to win that game. And then, I don't know if you look back at that UTPB game, that was a very, very close ball game. We built up a lead and playing well in the first half down there, and then just kind of had to hang on to win it. So 2 tough games for us. We're a long way from having the semester over basketball-wise, so it'd be a hard week. We'll have to play well to have a chance to win both of them.
Now, Coach, we won't see you for a little while until about January. What do you expect out of your team over the Christmas break?
Well, we've got, the truth of the matter is we're not even really thinking about that yet. We've got these 2 basketball games this week. We come back with a tough road game down at Abilene, and then Angelo State in here to finish out the fall term. And we'll just have to see what happens in these next few games, and then what we'll try to do is everybody takes a few days off, and then the task at hand is to build on your strengths and strengthen your weaknesses, and that's what we'll try to do as a ball club.
All right, Coach, thank you very much for joining us this semester.
Yeah.
You have a happy holidays.
All right.
Don't go away. We'll be talking with women's basketball coach Krista Gerlich after the break.
How do I celebrate the holidays? Oh, I come to the mall, talk about Ford. Have you actually been in an F-150 before? Ranked highest in initial quality.
Where can I get one of these? These are nice.
EcoBoost engine in the F-150.
The power of a V8 with the fuel efficiency of a V6.
I really want to drive this thing, man. I'm impressed.
I take it right up here, hit the food court.
Now get a Ford F-150 Texas Edition with 0% financing for 66 months or up to $8,500 in total savings.
See your best in Texas Ford dealers.
Welcome back, Buff fans, to the WT Coaches Show. We have head women's basketball coach Krista Gerlich in studio with us today. Now, Coach, you opened your season on Wednesday against Incarnate Word. Tell us about that game.
Well, first of all, we're playing early conference games in December, and that's always scary. But we had a great trip down, a little bit of distraction before the game because their gym caught on fire. So we had to delay the start about 30 minutes. The gym was kind of smoky, so a little bit of adversity there that we had to deal with and really talk about not letting it get us out of our focus or our routine. But I thought the girls really handled it well, and they came in and they attacked. Still some early signs of early mistakes, hurting ourselves, not taking care of the basketball, not putting some people away when we needed to. But then in the second half, I thought that we really battled well, competed well, and about the 5-minute mark, we decided to win the ball game, and we really stepped up and took it to them. Our defense tenacity increased dramatically, and got some stops, and then we really took care of the basketball and went and finished shots that we've been missing in our first 3 games. So it was a great road win for us. Incarnate Word was 4-0 going into that game, and so they had a lot of confidence. So that was a really good win for us, especially on the road.
Now, Coach, you played Kingsville on Saturday, an always tough one because it's a long way down to Kingsville, and you won that game. Tell us about that.
Well, it was a really quick turnaround. First of all, we played Thursday, Saturday, and our Saturday game was at 1 o'clock. So just a little bit of a prep time on Friday night, and again, coming off of an emotional win for us, and trying to get our feet back under us. So it was a really good win for us, and I was really proud of them the first half. We really jumped on them and attacked hard. We were up 52-20, so our defense was clicking, our offense was clicking. We just were playing like I knew that we could play. I felt like the second half we relaxed a little bit, and that's really hard as a coach because you want to really just put the nail in the coffin and get better, and you don't want to see mistakes creep in. But I also know from being a player that when you're up by 30 and you're a college kid, that's just one of those things that your mind relaxes a little bit. And so I'm not ever going to complain about a 30-point win on the road, especially at Kingsville. But I felt like the first half was some really good basketball for us.
Now, Coach, to start the season, you lost your first 3 games. You started 0-3, and now you've won 3 straight, and you sit in an even 3-3. Why the turnaround? Why winning 3 straight games?
Well, I think we started out the season a little shaky. Our first 2 games we played with just 8 people in each game, and that was really tough for us, especially with so many young and inexperienced players. I think that we've just kind of gelled a little bit. I think we've figured out some things that we've been working on in practice. One of the main things that we've done is we are guarding people without fouling them. The first 2 games, we put them on the line just a ridiculous amount of times, and you can't beat people on the road, especially when you put them on the line that many times. So I think that our defense is coming around, and we're figuring out how to guard without fouling them. Secondly, I just think that our kids are understanding what we want on offense. I think our guards are figuring out how to get the ball into our post players, and our post players are being very dominating. And that rightfully so. That's what we recruited them here to be. And they've done a really good job with that. So I think just confidence. I think, us playing Metro State so close really helped us with our confidence and understanding that, hey, we are doing the right things and helping our kids buy in a little bit. And I just think our kids have had time to gel. I think they've had time to bond with each other, to build some team chemistry. I really like the way this team is playing right now and the way that they're interacting amongst one another. And I just think that, that's why you play those early season games, is to figure it out and to get back on track. And so far, so good. And we're back to 3-3, which is just perseverance on their part.
Now you have a little bit of time off. You play Texas Women's on Saturday. Tell us about that game.
Well, it's going to be a really tough game. Texas Women's ended our season last year, and our girls remember that. And they're really good this year and playing well. We're going to have to really match their intensity, match their focus. They have a good post player inside, so that's going to be a battle for us because our post players are also good. And we're just going to have to handle the ball and not turn it over. We do have a little bit of a break, which lets us get our legs back under us some, but I hope it doesn't take us out of a routine, which I don't think we've played enough games to really be in too much of a routine just yet. But I think the extra day off during the week is going to help us. And just playing at home again, I think the girls are excited about being at home and not traveling and playing in front of their friends and family and fans again. So it should be a great ball game, and I'm excited about it, and I want to encourage all of our fans to come out and support us.
Now, Coach, the last question. We won't see you until January. What do you expect out of your girls over the Christmas break?
Well, we've got 3 big conference games before our break, before our kids go on break. Obviously, we play TWU on Saturday, and then we go to ACU next week during finals, which is going to be difficult for our kids. And then we end up with Angelo State on the 17th. So that's going to be 3 tough tests for us, and we really need to end on a high note and have some momentum going into the break. We'll take about 7 or 8 days off. We have a mandatory 6-day break that we have to take, and then we'll come back, and we have a great classic, Christmas classic on our home floor against Southwestern Oklahoma, and then also Shaw University, who's in the Final Four last year. So those are going to be 2 great games that all our fans can come out and watch after Christmas break and after eating too much turkey and dressing and all that stuff. But then we come back and we get started on conference again. So, our team is really going to have to do a good job on their break of staying in shape, enjoying their family. We always want them to do that, but just staying focused on what we're doing. And when we come back, boy, we've got to really go to work because of that tough Christmas Classic. But I think it's going to get us in tune before we get back on the conference play again.
Coach, thank you very much for your time this semester. We'll see you in January.
All right.
Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of the WT Coaches Show. We'll see you all in January, and for the WT Sports Network, I'm Kelton Weens. Have a happy and safe holiday.